Starting in April, I decided to replay every single From Software game, including Demon's Souls, to get myself ready for the upcoming Elden Ring DLC. I had planned to do something sort of similar to this last year before Elden Ring came out, but my computer exploded, so we're doing it now. In the last video, we depoisoned the Harvest Valley, got burned in the Iron Fortress, and just barely took down the absolute hardest boss in Dark Souls history. Yeah, just barely. In this episode, it's time to fight some spiders. That's about all I'm going to say. If you enjoyed this episode, by the way, feel free to head down to the description and click the link to watch the last episode of this series and see some of the other stuff we put out on this channel. Also, feel free to subscribe as we post videos from this series every single Tuesday. I hope you guys enjoy. So near the entrance to Majula, like the area you come out when you very first come here, there's this like long pathway that you can run down. There's an NPC there, and you may have actually even done this once or twice playing the game when you didn't really know where you were supposed to be going. At the end of the path, there's, like I said, there's an NPC. He has like a fake Moonlight Greatsword, and then there's a sort of fortress castle type thing with a statue that's covering a lever, and there's also these enemies that have like big ball sacks on the front of their stomach. It's weird. Anyway, if you use an item called a White Branch of Yore, which you may have seen throughout the game a couple times, on the statue, it'll turn back into a woman. This mechanic's been used a couple times throughout the game, namely in like the Lost Bastille. There's a statue that you have to do that with if you're coming from the side that you come from if you go through the boat area. So that mechanic was used there, but we're using it again to actually progress. So when you do that, the statue comes back to life, turns to a woman, and this woman is actually, funnily enough, the pyromancer teacher. I don't have footage of me actually doing this because I think I did it off stream, but the woman who pops out is the pyromancer teacher. She gives you the pyromancer flame and teaches you some pyromancies and stuff. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Behind this door, once you pull the lever, there's a couple basilisks, and there's a bonfire and an Estus shard inside of these doors. And so just, grab those and then get ready to keep moving forward. Take the stairs that are here up through another pathway into an area called the Shaded Woods, and then there's like some more of the big ballsack dudes, and you reach another bonfire, and it has a room that has like 3 different entrances at the top of this staircase. For right now, we'll be ignoring the doorways that go to the left and straight ahead, and instead go to the one on the right. If you go to the one on the right, you enter these like really shaded woods. You get it? Because the name of this area is the Shaded Woods. Oh, come on, dude, I'm really trying here. Anyway, this area sucks, not only because of the fog, but because the enemies here are invisible. They love to backstab you, and there's like 15 of them. It's very easy to get ganged up on and die. So we decide to avoid having that happen by just running through the area. If you hug the wall on the left, there's like a path you'll run into, and you can go past the first one. There's an NPC up there you can talk to, but it's not a big deal. But if you keep going on the left and hit the second pathway that's there, you'll run up into the next area. There's a bonfire under the little ramp on the side here, by the way. Don't miss it, because this area is bound to kill you a few times if you're not prepared, because there is some nonsense going on here. First off, there's quite a few more of the White Branch of Yore statues here that you can unpetrify. Most of them aren't super useful. They'll just like open up an enemy and maybe give you access to an item, but most of the items aren't like that insane. There's one important one that we're going to be talking about, like one statue that's really important, but we're going to get to that in a bit. Second, there are these enemies who look like NPCs or like invaders. They're like ghosts, and they'll be sitting down or something, and you can't lock onto them, but they will attack you if you get close or if you bother them in any way. So it's rough. Just kill them. They're not too hard, but if you're just not prepared for it, again, you can't lock onto them, so it can be a bit annoying. The third thing is the big thing. When you're walking around this area, sometimes you'll hear like laughing or weird, I think it's laughing, or like just weird sounds in general, and there'll be a bar on your screen that starts to fill up. If that bar fills up, you will die. No exceptions. It's literally just like the basilisk petrification, and this actually comes from these like weird pots that you may see when you're walking around that have faces on them. Their area of effect is pretty big, and it can hit you even through walls or when you're underneath them, so they can be very annoying. Breaking them is the only way to get them to stop doing what they're doing, but just be careful when you're doing it. Take it slow. You don't want to die stupidly while you're trying to like rush through and break a whole bunch of pots. Okay, other than all the gimmicks, the main enemies here are these like warrior lion guys. They hit hard, and there's a couple of golden ones that you'll see around, some that are like statues. that are even stronger, but they don't cause us too many problems getting around them. Backstabbing, it's pretty simple, but just, you know, be careful. They can hit pretty hard. Now, besides just going through this area and killing the boss, there's actually 2 more things that we can do. The first one being that when you first walk into the area, you'll see a big open area and there's a chest in it, and of course you'll be tempted to run, or if you play these games a lot, you'll of course be suspicious. When you walk up to the chest, the ground will actually fall out and you'll end up in this like sort of underground cave area where there's some more basilisks, because, you know, of course there are. Down here there's also this locked door that you can't open right now, but we're going to get it in a second. If you keep moving through this area killing basilisks and stuff, you'll come out to a ramp that's actually alongside the area where the bonfire was. You couldn't get to it before because it has like a lip that you have to drop down, or maybe it's a shortcut you have to knock down. I think it's a shortcut that you have to knock down. But anyway, there is a lion warrior statue here, and if you awaken him using a white branch and you kill him, he will actually drop the key to that door. Backtracking back to that door and opening it will reveal... Look, okay, I know she looks horrible and disgusting, and honestly, I think... Okay, I'm fine. I promise. Anyway, this kind crow grandma is actually the second boss soul converter. So she specializes in converting the souls of later game bosses and also primal bonfire bosses like the Lost Sinner, whatever the other one was that we beat. Oh, the Old Iron King. I couldn't remember his name for a second. Stuff like that. So it's nice to get her, especially if there are some weapons from those bosses that you have been wanting to use. Right now, you can't use her services. You have to unlock an area for her a little bit later into the. We'll cover in this video. So right now she just sort of sits around. But because you saved her, she will actually make your first weapon from her for free. So, you know, that's nice and cool. So, you know, it's cool. It's nice. It's cool and it's nice. It's cool and nice. In another section of this area, there's this giant scorpion guy who is also cool and nice, and by equipping the Ring of Whispers, which you could buy back from the cat that's in Majula, you can talk to him to learn that the boss of this area is actually his wife, who lost her mind from something. I don't remember. I haven't prepared very well for this video, apparently. Also, a cool fun fact is that Tarkus, who is this giant scorpion guy, and his wife were part of a group of like experimental people animals that were created by Seath the Scaleless from Dark Souls 1. So that's, yeah, interesting. So after talking to Tarkus about his wife, you can actually summon him for the boss fight, which is really cool. It's cool to just have, you know, a non-human ally for a boss fight. Sadly, though, you can't do this when you have anyone else summoned. So since me and Zach are obviously doing the bosses together, we couldn't summon him. We just did it on our own. Still, though, it's time to take down Scorpionus Najka. Yeah, that. Time to kill that guy's wife.
Dead. Wait, the scorpion guy's wife?
Yeah.
Oh. Hi, lady.
Back off.
Oh. Oh. Oh, wow.
Yeah, she's hot, right?
No, yeah, definitely. I want those stingers in me right now.
Man, how can you not think she's hot? Her boobs are just like out, bro.
Who's she firing that to?
Yeah.
Oh, of course, me.
2, 3 more.
Oh.
She's on me though. I healed right in front of her. I healed right in front of her as a power move.
No, that domination. Yeah, no, that's perfect.
Ow.
Ah!
There's so much delay on that attack, it's hard to know when it's coming. Get on me! Oh my gosh.
I'm running. She's on you. She's near you. She's right behind you.
Yeah, I see it. I literally didn't know what to do.
Oh, my demon great axe is at risk.
Oh no.
I need to get back and...
Yeah, you're good, you're good.
Fuck it. Big sword.
She's doing the arrow thing again. At you. Oh no.
Nope, at you. They're all at you.
I got you, I got it.
I'm doing a shit ton of damage.
And... oh, no. And she's dead.
Yeah! I didn't know my axe was almost broken.
Her fight isn't too hard. The digging under the ground thing may catch you off guard a few times, but it's pretty simple. And like I said earlier, it's so cool to do this fight with Tarkus on your side, just because, again, having a non-human ally is cool. And I think he talks to her when you summon him for the fight. Like he'll like say things to her during the fight, so it's cool. But it's a simple fight. She does look really cool though. Like, we're really at the point in the game where they were like, hey, look at all these sick boss designs. I say that there's going to be one later that's stupid, but most of them are getting cooler. Now that she's dead, we can actually move into my absolute favorite area of this game, the Door of Pharros. Honestly, and this is a super simple reason of why it's my favorite area, it's just because it looks amazing. Like, it has these high-walled caves, and there's water everywhere, and there's big doors, and all the Pharros lockstone, like, key slots that are in walls and stuff. I don't know. It's just, I love the way it looks. This area is actually not really a main area. There's some areas in Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 3 that are like this, but it means that we can't actually summon each other, so anything that we do in here, we're doing on our own. It's not a required area. It sort of more just acts as a pathway to get to the next section of the game. But there are actually a couple things here that I wanted to do for myself, and I think Zach at least fought the boss that is here, so we'll talk about that as well. When you first enter this area, you're like in a big cave section with water on the ground. There's water on the ground in most of the places here, but I just feel like I'd mention it. And then there's this big elephant guy enemy. These guys are so cool. I love their design. They're pretty easy to fight, but I just think they're cool. After you kill him, though, you can enter... There's like two pathways here. There's one on the left, one on the right. The one on the right is this tiny little alcove. You can duck under and grab a bonfire, which is nice. And then you exit into the main, the first main section. So, like, look at this. Isn't it so cool looking? Anyway, on the ground and walls of a lot of this area, but this area specifically, there are Pharros lockstone key slots that you can interact with. But there's a couple specific ones I wanted to use. By activating these three key slots, or if you remember which one is which, you can activate just the bottom one and roll through. But there's one of the elephant enemies behind there, and then there's a chest that has a weapon called Saintier's Spear. At the moment, it sort of just acts like a long hammer, and the damage it does is decent. But if you manage to deplete the entire durability of the weapon, because, you know, durability in this game is kind of nuts, but this weapon specifically has crazy durability, so my main method was just to stand on the bird's nest in the first area and just do spin moves until it broke. But once you manage to break it, the weapon actually transforms, turning into like a half spear, half twin blade, like fusion weapon that has infinite durability. This is by far my favorite weapon in this game. I'm going to be using it pretty much for the rest of the run. There's a couple of sections where I traded off for it because I was like, I want some variety. But I almost always came back to it just because it's my favorite. I think it's cool. It's like when you one-handed, it's like a spear, but it also has some halberd moveset. And when you two-handed, it's a twin blade. I don't know. I just think it's a dope weapon. And it also looks pretty cool. So, you know, that's a plus. I go and upgrade it, head back to Door of Pharros, and then decide to fight the optional boss that is here, the Royal Rat Authority.
Oh, I got a shield!
Oh, damn, dude. Alright, Zach, I want you to not look at my stream. Because I'm going to start fighting the boss. I want to wait until you see it for yourself.
Okay, hang on. You get somewhere safe.
No, I said I don't want you to look at it on my screen.
No, so I could... Okay, I won't look.
Oh, so you can... I see what you're saying. Heal.
Holy shit, there's so many enemies. What the fuck?
I have Neon unlocked. Finally.
Nice. What's this sort of room? Oh, bonfire!
Oh, there you go. Yeah, that's... So, past that's the boss.
Oh. Okay. Let's see.
Okay, this is a lot fucking easier than I remember.
I love you so. That's what I say.
Wow. This is just Diet Sif. No, I literally was thinking the exact same thing, Zero. I was like, this thing just has Sif's... This thing just has Sif's moveset, but it's like worse. Funnily enough, this boss's movements and stuff are actually pretty similar to Sif from Dark Souls 1. He has a couple other extra attacks, and he's way bigger than Sif was. But it's a super easy boss fight. It's not like with Sif where you could get there way early, and that game's just harder in general. Okay, back to progress. Let's stop talking about stuff that doesn't matter. When we first entered this area, I told you guys about the area to the right and the area to the left after you kill the big elephant guy. If you go to the way on the left, there's some dwarf guys that you can fight, and it's like you go up staircase, you go through a passage into this section where there's a big spiral staircase. You take the spiral staircase all the way up, and then exit out into this area. You arrive into an area called Brightstone, Cove, Tseldora. I always wanted to say Tesladora, but it's Tseldora. There's not. I don't know why I kept saying Tesla. We're not on X. There's no Elon Musk here, thankfully. That's a privilege. That's a privilege we have to understand that we have, and we should be happy that in this video right now, Elon Musk is not anywhere near it, and that's a good thing. The first area is just this big encampment with a bunch of enemies that we clear out, and then we move along this mining path, killing some more enemies and avoiding these traps, like they try to drop boulders on you and stuff. The enemies here are super freaky looking. They're like townsfolk, but they have these mask-looking faces. They're super creepy. I like the overall vibe of this area because you have like the encampment and then it's a big mine, and I don't know. I just think it's cool. Once they're done, though, we walk up to this door that has a spider on it, which isn't worrying at all. And then, like, Bloodborne spiders are creepy. Don't get me wrong. Like, Bloodborne's a creepy game in general, and their spiders are creepy as well. Especially, they have, like, the spider guys with the human heads. But because of their, like, big proportions, there's, like, something cartoony to the way the Bloodborne spiders work. Not the ROM Bloodborne spiders with the masks that they have, like the carcass or the bone helmet, but the normal spiders that you see mostly in like Child's Dungeons, they have this sort of cartoony feel to them because they're whatever the part, their thoraxes, I think that's what it's called. They're so big, and so there's just something cartoony to them. But no, that's not how Dark Souls 2 decides to work. They just went to the friggin' nature book and pulled out a big spider and were like, let's just put this in our game. Because that sounds like a fun idea. It sucks. It's awful. I don't know why they would choose to do it. Thankfully, the first room that you actually walk into, the spiders don't actually attack you straight up. But the second one is not as forgiving. When you walk up and open the chest, it's just all hell breaks loose. The spiders everywhere. I don't know. I hate it, dude. This is a call out to From Software to please stop putting bugs and spiders in their games. I still remember when I was playing Elden Ring and I went down into the section where there was the big ants. That freaked me out. I still hate that area. Still not looking forward to going through that area again when we do it. But thankfully the next boss that we're going to be fighting is not a spider, that's just a good thing.
What the fuck are you?
Who are you?
Who are you? I am you. +2. Damn it.
Oh, wait, what? This is the boss? I don't remember this.
You got him? Nice.
Well, we just gotta kill the congregation real quick.
Kill the congregation?
I can't believe they had us fight the fucking Vatican twice in this game. Dark Souls only did it once. That's crazy.
You ever seen Hellsing Ultimate?
I haven't. Well, it's a good thing that the next boss wasn't a spider. What's not good is the fact that this boss was both stupid, easy, and lazy. Like, come on, guys. You just took I don't even know how to explain it. It's so boring. It's so easy. Like, Dark Souls 3 has this exact same boss fight, basically. It has Dig into the Deep. You do that. It's like the 4th or 5th boss you fight in the game. And yeah, it's just a big room full of enemies, but it has 2 unique mechanics. One, the first half has a red spirit that jumps between enemies and you have to kill that person to lower the boss health bar. And then the Pope rises from the grave and you have to kill him and he has like an entourage and stuff. This was just like 8 of this basic hollow enemy that we've been fighting since the beginning of the game. And then 2 guys who die in like 3 seconds. It really bothers me how lazy it is. Especially because, again, like I said, a lot of the other bosses, at least recently, have been really cool. Just don't put this boss in the game. You don't need this many bosses. The area we just finished was like 5 minutes long. Why are we fighting another boss? Anyway, I'm sorry. I'll move on. I promise. After beating whatever that was, you move to this outside area and then to another inside area where there's a bonfire, and then it takes you out into this really cool section where you're like in a big cave, but it's almost like a desert cave, and there's walkways and there's buildings on the walls and stuff. It's super cool, and of course there's more spiders because we can't have a cool looking area without it being plagued by something awful. And not only do we have the more spiders, but we also have these guys who are seriously one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life. Literally, they're zombies and they have like spider backpacks. It's like they have the iron spider suit on from Spider-Man, but it's not cool looking. It just sucks because it's an actual spider and it's not Spider-Man. It's awful. I hate it. Please, why are we doing this to me? Why? What did I do? Is it because I said Dark Souls 1 was bad? It's because I said Dark Souls 1 is bad. This area's design is super cool, and the main objective is just to get down to the bottom, which is pretty simple, but there's like two sections. There's the section with like the big sand whirlpool, and then there's the other side. The other side's the one we're going to. This area has tons of items and enemies. There's some NPC stuff you can do here. We're not going to cover it because it's not really too important. Just know that we did the stuff that was here. There is one thing since I mentioned Crow Grandma in this episode, I should at least continue on with her. There's a door that's on, I don't think it's on the whirlpool area. I think it's on the other side. I have hiccups right now. I don't know why, but I can't stop talking because I like this take so far. But it's like covered. I think you either have to break the door down, it's covered in sand or something. Once you get through there and open that door and then reload the area, Crow Grandma will move back in and start doing weapon stuff here, so that's pretty cool. Once you manage to clear out this area, getting everything you want to do, doing everything you want to do, you move out of the desert cave area into the section where there's like spiky crystals on the ground. There's this big bridge. Once you cross the bridge, you open into the big church where there's spiders everywhere because, again, more spiders. Once you walk in, they all swarm you, which is just wonderful. Then there's two levers you can pull. I don't remember what the right one does, but the left one opens a door with another spider backpack boy. And once you kill him and climb a ladder, you oh fuck. Oh yep, this is correct. Oh fuck me. So we gotta descend through this area, walking through the spider webs and killing any spiders that we see. And to add some levity to this situation, because I'm just genuinely uncomfortable right now, here's a funny joke I told to Chris, who was watching us while we played. No, Grant, I'd rather spiders never exist, if I'm being frank with you. And I hate being frank, because he's a dick.
Fuck Frank.
I hate you.
See, wasn't that funny? Anyway, once all the spiders are dead, you can approach the fog gate and fight literally the worst thing I have ever seen in my entire life.
Ah! It gives me Harry Potter vibes, bro. Oh my god. Exactly like Harry Potter.
It literally is
God.
the scene from Harry Potter.
Ugh.
With Aragog.
Yeah.
Love it.
Fucking Christ.
Bro, I feel sorry for anyone that has fear of terrified fear of spiders. And
Sorry, fuck. My bad.
it's in the middle of a fucking, gameplay.
Oh, like cries?
Dies.
Oh, dies. Oh,
So
like
What's the fear of spiders?
arachnophobia.
Yeah.
So Zach, so she has two faces, one on each side. That's the only place you can hit her.
Oh, I don't like that. She's on me.
Oh, fuck.
Oh. And I almost got grabbed.
Yeah, Grant, I'm an arachnophobe. In fact, I'm a lepidopterist, a phobe, or whatever it's called. I'm just afraid of all fucking insects.
Oh, other insects, it doesn't matter for me. Spiders? Fucking yeah.
Thankfully, she's almost dead.
Please kill her.
Got her. First try, not bad. I had a lot of trouble with this when I did it by myself.
What is this?
Of course they're fucking right there.
Oh, bye?
Now that I'm done cleaning both my pants, my chair, and my shoes, I can talk about Freya. This boss is actually really cool, like, in design. Not that design, fuck spiders, but it's just, so, do you remember when I talked about the Flexile Sentry back in the second episode of this series? I talked about how it was cool how, while the Flexile Sentry was sort of a boring boss, I liked how when we fought him, the two of us, he could switch aggro immediately because he didn't have to ever turn around. Freya has that exact same cool mechanic, but they put it on an actual Dark Souls boss, not some rando on a pirate ship. It's just really cool to fight her. So you can only hit her in the face. Any other part of her body is basically invincible, so you have to get right up in her face to damage her. And when you're doing it with the two of us, where the aggro is switching constantly, you can think you're completely safe, and then all of a sudden she lunges at you or goes to attack you. It's fun, it's cool, it's a great boss, and it's also a primal bonfire boss, so that's awesome. With that bonfire grabbed as well, we already have 3 of them, so all that's left is 1 more, and then we can get access to Drangleic Castle, which is still literally only halfway through this game. Jesus Christ. In the next episode, we will be going down into the deepest, dankest pits of the underworld to grab our last primal bonfire and finally head towards Drangleic Castle. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. I went a bit off the rails with this voice recording. I'll be honest. I don't think I looked at my script even once. I sat here and I wrote a script for like 2 hours, and I genuinely don't think I looked at it at all. I just was talking at my ass. But that was fun. I really enjoyed that. The last episode of this series, as I mentioned at the beginning, is linked in the description down below. You can go check that out. There are also some other series. I can talk about all of them now. We have Fossil Fighter Champions, which is just a cool nostalgic game for a lot of people. I was super nostalgic about the first Fossil Fighters game, and we're doing the second one, which I don't like as much, but it's been really cool seeing the new Venusaurs that I've never seen before. I say I've never seen before. I played Fossil Fighters Champions like once when I was a kid. I don't remember it as fondly or as well as I remember original Fossil Fighters. So it's been just a fun experience in general. And then we're also playing through Spider-Man PS4. You saw the second episode yesterday on my new PS5, actually. So I guess you're seeing Insomniac's Spider-Man. And then we're doing cool fun things. We also on Thursday, I think we're doing more Ruined, because we did Ruin last week. We're doing more Ruin this week, which is pretty cool. There's also some other stuff that we're doing. I think we have Mark of Mastery coming out next month. I was about to say this month, but I think this video is still coming out in September, so I'll actually talk more about it in the next episode. This episode's going to end up being way longer than I wanted it to be because of how unhinged my talking got, but it's okay. Anyway, also live streams, again, I promise they will be coming back soon. I'm almost to a point where I have the schedule figured out, okay? It's going to help that the second half of this semester I'm only taking 2 college classes instead of 3, so that should hopefully help me get some more time to myself, but I think I've almost cracked the code on my schedule. The problem with this week is that my parents went out of town for like a whole week for my mom's birthday, so it's been get to work or go to work, get home, make dinner, watch the dogs, do whatever stuff I need to do for school, video stuff. I haven't had. It's been even worse. I haven't had time to breathe, basically. But this weekend I'm making some progress with stuff, getting stuff ready. Anytime I can write and voice over the Dark Souls 2 episode on Sunday instead of on Monday, I'm feeling good, because that means I got all of Monday to edit it. So that's great. I do want to start getting more ahead of that, though. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Thank you guys still so much for watching. Hope you're excited for the next episode of this. We're really getting into the thick of it. Dark Souls 2. It's going to start moving even faster after this episode. Because, like I said, we go to the gutter after this, and then you got Trango Castle, you got areas I don't remember the names of, and then we're done. And it's crazy. It just goes so fast all of a sudden. But yeah, I'll let you guys get to watching more stuff. I really appreciate you guys watching. Like I said, please subscribe. Drop a like if you enjoyed it. Drop some comments. It's all good for the YouTube algorithm. Shows people that you like what we're doing here, which is, I think you guys are, because the Dark Souls 2 videos at least are popping the hell off, which is awesome. But yeah, anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you later. Bye!